Human beings are always looking for guidance, whether that be which is the quickest route to take from one place to another, I better look it up on Google Maps, to does this colour look good on me? We're always asking other people's opinions on stuff. We consult the internet, we consult books and magazines, people's opinions on Twitter and Instagram, and our friends, our parents, our children. We're always asking other people's opinions on things. But when Jesus went back to heaven, he left the Holy Spirit with us. Now maybe the Holy Spirit doesn't advise us on fashion or which upcoming striker is the best one to put in our fantasy football team, but he is there to help give us direction and wisdom. I think the first step to listen to hearing the Holy Spirit's voice is to practice being super aware that God's presence is with us in everything that we do. God's Holy Spirit and his presence is around us all the time. We just have to learn how to be aware of it. There's this old-timey monk called Brother Lawrence, and he reminded himself of God's presence every single day, even when he was doing the really boring jobs, things like doing the washing up or cooking the dinner. Throughout all these boring, mundane activities, he kept reminding himself that God was with him, his presence was around him, and he tried to keep this conscious awareness of God in everything that he did. I think this is the first step to really being able to hear God's voice on a daily basis, giving us these little nudges and hints and clues and speaking to us so that we can do God's will in the world. The more aware we are that God's with us, the more that we will listen to him. This awareness of God's presence being everywhere happened to a guy called Jacob in the Bible, and I'm going to tell you that story with this dinosaur here being Jacob. So one day Jacob was going on a journey through the land when he got tired, so of course he found a comfy rock as a pillow and fell asleep. While he was sleeping, Jacob had a dream, and in this dream he saw a ladder with angels going up and down the ladder to and from heaven. When Jacob awoke, he suddenly realised that God's presence had been there the whole time, but he'd only seen it while he was sleeping. And so to mark this place where he had this dream, he took his stone pillow and he put it upright so he'd always remember. I've been feeling a little bit like Jacob recently. Today I got brand new glasses, and so suddenly everything that used to be fuzzy I can see clearly. But it wasn't until I got these new glasses that I realised just how fuzzy my vision had been before I got them. We need this realisation that God is always talking to us, always telling us how much he loves us, and always sharing with us his will for the world. I once had a sudden realisation moment when I was getting on a train on one of my birthdays, and I suddenly had an overwhelming sense from God that he had been with me the day I was born, and he was always with me every single day, and that he would never leave me. So the more aware we are of God's presence with us, the more we'll recognise it when we hear him speaking to us. But then, of course, we've got to be obedient to what we hear him say.